We have explored the sharing of poetry with older readers, in particular at the middle school level, because that is sort of a transition moment where in young childhood, poetry can be so many things. Chants on the playground, jump rope rhymes, jingles, Mother Goose. It comes pretty naturally, actually, in early childhood. And then we're trying to inject more poetry in books and poetry out loud also to add to that. But then they transition into middle school and then high school, and all of a sudden poetry becomes more serious. And they become more serious. And so they're more able to dig deeper into the meaning of a poem, the construction of a poem. You still want to keep it fun and engaging and open, because we're not a big fan of what does this poem mean, there is only one answer, because poetry does mean so many different things to so many different people. Any given poem can speak to you in one way at age 8 and a different way at 18 and beyond, and so that is something we really want to value and encourage. But there are more sophisticated skills that can be introduced as kids get older, and again, as they have more exposure. I found even 10-year-olds can handle some pretty sophisticated discussions if they have read and heard a lot of poetry. They begin to see it on their own. You really don't even have to pull it from them. They start to notice things. And that is the ideal environment for poetry teaching, is a lot of poetry exposure, a lot of open discussion, and then they begin to point out, did you notice this surprise at the end? Did you notice the author repeats this? Did you notice the author uses a first person? And in the middle school years, we even, in the Common Core standards, interestingly enough, we even encourage kids to explore how the poem is experienced when you read it quietly to yourself, when you share it out loud, when you see a video of it, you know, looking at the different media we might use to engage with a poem. So that's kind of a fun, interesting, multimedia way to experience poetry that older kids are more adept at doing.